YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Crypto J coming at you guys with yet another J Talks Crypto. If you're brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button as well as bell notification. I do my best each and every day to give you guys the top picks in cryptocurrency. Guys, nothing has changed. We're going to talk about some Bitcoin today. We're going to talk about some Toshi Coin. I'll give you guys a little bit of market update today. But before we get into all that, I just got to let you guys know, as always, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Just a homie Crypto J. I've just been doing this a long time, and I know a little bit about this stuff. So let's talk about it. As you guys could see, total market cap, like I said, coming in at 2.6, down 4% today. Fear Greed Index coming in at 24, but I told you guys yesterday, I have a funny feeling this is closer to around a 17 to maybe a 15 even right now. Just in terms of fear. Yesterday we had $7,000 Bitcoin, and I was telling you guys that that was not a confirmed breakout. I was actually telling you guys, as a matter of fact, that we could see some big sell-off, and I was right, because I told you guys we were creating this rising wedge right here. And again, we how many times this week, guys, have we talked about the rising wedge? I think I've mentioned a rising wedge in every video this week, and that's exactly what we've been creating. We were creating this rising wedge, and you guys could see this rising wedge broke down. So that's kind of a lot of the time what happens when you have that big pump like that. It will create a wedge. Expect, like, when we saw that pump, I was already like, oh, this is going to be a fake, because we're good. Again, today is Thursday, right? I told you guys real price action happens on a Thursday, right? And we're seeing this happen. We're seeing a bunch of sell-off now happening. And again, we could end up seeing more sell-off. I told you guys that if we do drop down off this 86K, watch how fast we're going to be back down at this 80K range. And sure enough, again, here we are. And the reason for that is because, again, look, we created a rising wedge right here too. Then we created this shoulder, head, shoulder. Then we started breaking down. It's been a hard time establishing new highs after we created this shoulder, head, shoulder, and this rising wedge. This is two bullish or bearish patterns right here. And again, we had a hope of breaking out there. But again, now, yikes. And I told you guys too that they're gonna, well, the tariff thing that happened yesterday, the market went down. But what do you think is going to happen if this market continues going down, guys? They're going to lower the interest rate. They lower the interest rate to stimulate the loans from the bank, right? They want people taking out loans again. They want people buying homes again. They want to stimulate the economy. I feel like we're going to get a stimulus at some point, because, again, the economy is going to be going down so far. That's what that check is for, to stimulate the economy. That's why we used it in COVID. And I feel like we might have to do that again. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. You know, they're talking about the Doge check and this and that. And I understand it. I get it. I get how it could be beneficial. I get why they haven't gave it to us yet. Because, again, they want the price to correct down more. It needs to correct down more. And it's good in a way, because it's controversial, but I think that it could be beneficial in the long term, because, again, we cannot keep going like this forever, bro. Look at this. This is like 2023, guys. We were at like $15,000 Bitcoin, bro. And then 2025, we're at 105,000. So you guys that thought that the cycle started last year, when you started, it didn't. It started in 2023 at 15,000, and then it ran all the way up to 100,000. Do you think that a correction is necessary? I think a correction is necessary. I'm actually glad that Bitcoin is correcting now, and if it finds some support at that 68K range, that would be incredible. That would be insanely bullishly incredible that Bitcoin was able to go from 15,000 in 2023 all the way up to 100,000 and find support at 68, which is amazing. But again, you're going to have, you know, retail investors that don't understand a good opportunity. They only understand gamble. They only want to gamble. Like, whenever they see the market pumping, they just, like, something in their head is like, let's go gambling. I don't know if you heard that sound on Instagram, like, let's go gambling. But look, as you guys can see, Toshi Coin down 11%, getting hit with the rest of the market today, coming in at 101 million market cap. I'm wondering, is this thing going to break down under that 100 million market cap range? Are we going to see a cheaper Toshi coin? Again, if Bitcoin does drop down, we can see a quite significantly cheaper Toshi coin. Just so you guys know that if Bitcoin decides it wants to break down, it's going to create opportunities across the board in many different cryptocurrencies if Bitcoin wants to drop down. So you guys can see Toshi coin has been a fight for volume lately, right? As you guys can see too, we're also breaking down off this 4 hours, and this happened when Bitcoin decided it wanted to break down. Now, I don't think that this is the end of the world, boys. I just want to let you guys know that I do think that prices will make a recovery, but at the same time, it's probably going to be more in line with what I said last month about this taking time and this playing out over months, period. And this is exactly what I talked about and exactly what I told you. I said there's going to be little fake outs where people are going to think that the market's going to break out, but we're still in a downtrend right now. And I told you guys, the trend is your friend, right? You don't have to play against the trend. You don't have to bet against the trend. I don't bet against the trend, to be honest with you. I wasn't so euphoric because, again, we've not got our confirmation. I'll be euphoric when we get a confirmation. I'll be very euphoric at 90K Bitcoin. But at the same time, I'm not euphoric at 87K just because we jumped up from, I don't know, like 78 to 87. I don't know. But to me, this price action right here was not bullish. This price action to me was actually extremely bearish. And the reason for that, again, is because you have a rising wedge forming here. You're still creating a wedge here. You have a shoulder head shoulder up top here. And it's just not a sign of the bottom. Now, on some of these more micro charts, you might have got that vibe that we're somewhere close to a bottom because, again, we were starting to round out this pattern. But just like I was saying, guys, we needed to have that break up above this and hit that 90K range in order for this to be like solid break. So that's kind of what happened. That's kind of what I feel like why the market crashed. Again, we created this rising wedge. We were not able to break out. And it's just been kind of tough for us to get back and reclaim some of these levels. Are we going to be able to reclaim them anytime soon? I don't know. We might see some more sell-off. According to this chart, I would think, again, that we need to see some more sell-off down to that 678 range. I said that also the other day too, right? And I think that we'll really see a lot of this sell-off take place into the weekend because, again, our market closes tomorrow, right? And so if we don't have confidence in the market going into Friday, then, again, this is what bears look for, guys. I used to trade both ways. I used to scalp a lot. I used to do a lot of day trades, swing trades, and stuff like that. I don't do that kind of stuff anymore because I already told you guys I don't think that that's the best way to win. I don't think that historically the person who is swing trading during these times makes more money than the guy who's dollar cost averaging. I believe that the guy who dollar cost averages wins every time. So that's who I've become over the years. I've become a guy who dollar cost averages. I look for cheaper prices like now. I look to accumulate during these times. And then when the price goes up and when retail's buying and all the normies are buying and euphoric and telling me what a noob I am, I'm selling my profits, guys. I'm taking profit, I'm locking in, right? And then I'm getting ready for when they're going to be crying like babies once Bitcoin starts correcting down, because that's what happens, right? These are zones of accumulation, guys. These are not zones to ditch your bags. The zone to ditch your bag was up here, dude. Ditch your bag, and if you feel like selling, ditch your bag. Sell your stuff. Lock in some profit. And honestly, some of you guys need to get better at locking in profit. It's the hardest thing in cryptocurrency to do. Very controversial, but I will say that a million times. The hardest thing to do in cryptocurrency is sell your cryptocurrency. The hardest thing to do in cryptocurrency is to sell. I believe that. There's nothing harder than to regulate your greed in crypto, and selling is a hard thing to do. It's very difficult. It was easy to buy, wasn't it? You got some money, you're feeling greedy, you got that little itching in your palms, you're feeling good. You did your little research, it's all good, right? But then when it comes time for selling, you got a couple of things going in your mind. Either you're up in your project and you're thinking, man, I'm about to be a billionaire if I just don't sell this, or You're the opposite guy. You bought the top, and now you're thinking, down 70%. Should I sell this now? Call it a day. Start up this Shopify. I know a guy who did Shopify. I'm gonna ask him. He said I could get rich quick in Shopify. Just gotta run one ad. That's it. Some of you guys are just looking to put money somewhere so you can make some quick money. And stock market, cryptocurrency, it's not for that. This stuff is not to make you some quick money. So if you got into this for some quick money, I'm sorry that this has brought you to the realization that nothing in life is quick money. Like, come on, guys. If it's too good to be true, if it's too good to be true, it's probably not true, right? When all your friends are telling you that they're getting rich in cryptocurrency because the price is way up here, and then you're getting in with all your money because you think it's going to keep going up forever, well, it don't keep going up forever. Sometimes it goes up a whole bunch, and then it comes correcting down, and it goes up again, right? Look at this. Right here, last year in March, right, we corrected down from March all the way to August. Now, if you have a microwave mentality, you're not going to make it to May. You're going to have already sold, because to you, you know, you got in this game again to make some quick money, and you're not seeing it happen fast enough. You got bills and stuff like that. You're not making proper risk analysis for your portfolio, so you're emotional about it. Guys, stop being emotional about trading. Stop. Every video I make, I get this guy who is too emotional in the comment section. And it just tells me that you're not investing wisely. You're over leveraged. You're betting money you can't afford to bet. You're not mad at Crypto J. You're mad at the market. You're sad, you know, which I get it. I get it. They didn't call it a Great Depression for nothing, buddy. It's depressing. It sucks. I get it. Market corrections do not feel good. It's a time where you have to go out and work and acquire more and do things that suck. You can't just lay down and wake up and you're up $500. I get it. It sucks. You have to go to work. But at the same time, you see me every single day, guys. I'm making content for you guys every single day. I do not think that this is a time to take a break. I feel like this is a time to go harder. It's a time to 10x what you're doing in cryptocurrency. It's a time to stay up to date on regulation. It's a time to stay up to date on just like how we're integrating into these banks and countries and stuff like that. Those are things that I'm paying attention to, guys, because it only is going to take one piece of good news to launch this market right back to way higher than where it was. I was saying it a lot, right? I said it when Bitcoin had its correction all the way down here, and people were saying that Bitcoin was going to hit 12K, and I was saying no. I was saying 16. I was saying 16 right here when Bitcoin was correcting down and it was seeing its correction. We were talking about this 50 range down here, and it dropped down to 56, and then it shot up. Some people were thinking that we were going down to the 40s, and now here we are again, up at past 100. Q1 again, Q1 pullback, Q1 pullback, Q1 pullback. Right? Here we are again. Is this anything out of the normal? No, it's not. So don't ask me why I say nothing has changed, because nothing has changed. This game does not change. It doesn't change. Same old crybabies, same old market cycle, same old euphoria that comes later, same old guy who thinks he's a genius because he made some money in cryptocurrency for the first time. Now he could tell everybody how it's done, and then he's going to be coming back crying when the market corrects. Guys, this game, I promise you, does not change. The only thing that changes in this game is the faces. That's all. The only thing that changes is the faces. Some people will be here for the next cycle and some people will not. The people that are dollar cost averaging, the people that are long on the space, the people that are actually here for something, they will survive. The people that are here to gamble, the people that are here because their friend told them that they could get rich, the people that never wanted to take the time out to learn a new skill, they will suffer and they will lose. And it's because of the fact that they never took the time. They never took the time to learn, to know what a good setup looks like, to know what a good entry looks like, to know what a good exit looks like. They never had a risk anything. They never had any kind of strategy. They had no exit plan, had nothing going for them. So again, a lot of us could say that that was us, right? Some people could say that that was you. It wasn't me this time, but it has been me in the past. It's very hard to regulate your greed, regulate those emotions. And no matter how long you have been in cryptocurrency, you're always going to make the same mistakes, or you're going to be inclined to make the same mistakes. You have to tell yourself and discipline yourself and know by fundamentals, like, do you think that, you know, when I'm telling you guys this could break down and everything's going up, I'm going off of my fundamentals telling me that we're still in a downtrend right now. And if we reject off of this, we got a shoulder here, and the entire market sentiment is going to change drastically. That's exactly what happened. We created another shoulder here, and now look at the market sentiment. It's changed drastically. Look, people talk about faster to go to 68. Look, people talking about that 68 range. Guys, how long have I been talking about that 68K range, right? I'll let you guys know when things change and when I change my mind about what I feel like is going to happen. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my predictions and my guesses. I'm pretty decently solid. I'm about 70 to 80% when it comes to Forex and these swing trades. So again, I know a bear setup just as well as I know a bull setup. I've set thousands of puts. Thousands. So again, I was already telling you guys yesterday that that was looking like actually a short opportunity. It's still looking short, guys. We got a shoulder here, and we're about to break the neckline. This is bad. This is the same thing that happened here, right? Shoulder. This is the neckline where these two things touch. And look what happens after we broke this neckline, right? We had a big sell-off. And this is exactly what's happening. Bitcoin does not have support at 81,000 right now. And we're kind of in the midst of a free fall, as you guys could see, right? We even talked about that bear flag that we were creating just yesterday. Then we would create this McDonald's M. I talk about this too. That McDonald's M, it means I'm not loving it, right? Not loving it. And then look, you could see, create that Nike check after that. Nike check means what? Don't do it, right? I try to tell all you guys, I try to create these analogies so that you guys could get used to seeing these things, and it just becomes like a second nature. You're like, oh, that's that Nike check. That's that McDonald's M. Oh, that's that that shoulder. That's not good. This might be my time to exit the trade. We already rejected off this zone already right here. Look, we touch right here. I didn't get an exit point, and then look, everybody's euphoric right here, but we touch and we start rejecting. I'm selling here. I'm out of here. We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna pump back up. I'm done. But you know, maybe it does pump back up. Okay, at least take some money off the table, especially if you're buying down here. Take some of this money off the table if you see that we rejected off this second pump. Don't try to wait. Like, that's the type of thing that I'm saying. And I'm not saying, like, you know, hodling is not great. Hodling is amazing. You should secure your initial first, though. I do think that securing your initial is important. Some people will watch their coins go up 10, 15x and never pull out the money that they invested. At least pull out the money you invested, dude. Anyway, this video is getting too long. Catch you guys next one. Peace.